What's good, guys? Give me 1 second and we should get going. Just gotta make sure I share the group to everybody. Feel me? Right. Well, where's my charts gone? Hope everyone's having a good day today. So I had a pretty good day too. What's good, bro? So hungry right now. Give me a couple of minutes, guys. Get started in a sec. Just gotta get everything set up. Kind of ran a bit late today. Anyone notice that time is just absolutely like flying these days? Absolutely, there's no pause at all. It was only like yesterday. It was January. I mean, January, February were fairly long months, and then boom, after that, it's ran so quick. Even though we're like going through lockdown right now, it's just so quick. Question about Forex: how do you know if we be getting good weeks? Well, you don't really know, but if you take a look at the charts and you see a lot of setups, then you can most likely guess that, okay, yeah, if it goes, you know, by your analysis, you see a lot of confirmations, etc., and you know you've done your fundamental analysis correctly, then you can probably predict how the week is actually going to go. Forex Factory, we only use Forex Factory to see the fundamentals in the news, if there's going to be any like surges in the market, you know. But if you take a look at Forex Factory this week, it's absolutely horrible once again. Right, so I'm just going to get started anyways, guys. I'd like to welcome everyone that hopped on today. So what I'm going to be going over is our weekly analysis, as you guys already know. So if you take a look at Monday, absolutely shit, to be honest. Bank holiday. I probably won't be trading Monday at all. I don't think anyone really will. It's going to be a very slow week, right? I personally think it's going to be a slow week, but we're going to see what happens. There's barely any red news, right? Literally barely any red news. Not really going to cause anything. Right, no red news. USD bit here probably won't even do much. Yeah, it's very boring week this week. I mean, yeah, these weeks are just absolutely boring. I mean, this is not a bad week. Next week isn't going to be too bad. But with the bank holiday, I know that Japan, or what is it, the JPY has entered into recession. So at least we know that we are looking for sells on JPYs, right? Right, so I think I'll get started right now. Right, we're gonna get started. Right, so if we take a look at the DXY here, guys, I'm gonna go onto the daily time frame. Boom. As I said, you guys can see that we're still in this consolidation that we've been going over. It's like literally getting so boring going over this the same week. It's the same thing. Once again, you guys should be able to spot this by now. It's creating liquidity, it's consolidating. The next move is going to be pretty hard, right? We already know this, right? So as you can see, it's consolidating. It's kind of creating this kind of wedge pattern, as you can see, something like that. So very strong resistance right here, somewhat of an institutional candle right here, right? So what I am expecting is for actually DXY to fill in this gap, right? Not gap, sorry, imbalance. We have an imbalance right here, right? Inefficiency. So what I would like for the market to do is on a Monday, even if it moves on a month balanced, for the start of the week, I would like for the DXY to push up a bit, you know, maybe come to this wick or to the open of this candle and then go back down. Because as you guys know, the start of the week always is kind of like the small pullback before the up move, or the small up before the down, right? So that's what Monday usually is, and we should see midweek reversal, and I do see price then just dropping, absolutely dropping then, right? I did expect it to come here, but for now I don't really see it coming up here anymore, but we're just gonna have to see and react to the market. Remember, as I say, just don't marry your bias and react to the market, don't pre-act, right? So I do, as I said, expect it to push up a bit more here, you know, do a mini pullback, because there's a lot of imbalances to fill in right here. As you can see, very strong drop after I hit this sort of resistance and institutional candle that we had right here. We had a very strong drop, and that left in a lot of imbalance right here, so market is creeping back up, because as you guys know, the market doesn't shoot down in one I can't even remember the word, to be honest, but yeah, let's just forget I said that. But it has to come up, right, zigzag up, create healthy price action. This is not healthy, right? You know, once this happens, this is going to get filled in. I still wonder to this day why people might see two of these big candles and then decide, oh, it's so bearish, let me decide to get in on here. I mean, right, sometimes you might be able to catch the move, but a lot of time you're gonna end up getting a pullback, right? So this is what I like doing. I usually like selling or buying on medium and large pullbacks, which I'm not going to go over now. I already did go over it on a call like a week ago, but I don't really like taking it on small pullbacks. So this would be small, right? On a 1 hour 15 minute time, this is too small. I like taking medium, something that comes up to here, right? Remember, price always has a target. You have to think of price as the snake, right? Have you ever played a snake game on your phone? You have to look at price, and this is how I look at Forex. I genuinely don't even look at the charts. What I genuinely kind of imagine a snake, and I think to myself, where is price going to move, right? And the first thing that I always do is go onto my daily and I mark out my areas of interest, no matter what they are. Either it's a resistance, an area of liquidity, imbalance, a major imbalance that I see something like this, an institutional candle. I might take the fib, right, and I might mark out where the premium rate to sell at is right here. So these are premium prices. I mark out this area, so as you can see, 71 area lines up beautifully with that wick, right? So price could, obviously, as you guys know, they want to sell at premium prices and buy at discounted prices, so they could want to sell here. And I always mark out my key areas, right? Because price always has a reason. It doesn't just go up and down. Either it's the fundamentals, either it's the liquidity sitting up here, and that's when you become successful, once you're able to identify, right? Once you're able to identify these objectives, what is price looking to do here, right? And don't try and predict, oh, there's a liquidity right here, price is definitely going to get there. No, you just mark out all the possibilities. Don't mark out just the bullish possibilities. If you're looking for bullish setups, mark out bearish possibilities as well, because you never know what could happen, right? A lot of people didn't predict no one predicted the coronavirus, right? But it happened. And you can see what it did to these markets. Till this day, it's very hard to trade the markets. Everyone knows, everyone's struggling, right? But the only people that are actually winning in these conditions, not the people with the best strategy, not the not the people that trade Wyckoff, not people that trade ICT, not people that trade trend lines, whatever. It's not about their strategy. It's about the people that are actually risk managing well, right? People that have strict risk management. And I forgot to actually put up the YouTube chat. Sorry about that. Right. If you guys have any questions, make sure to drop it down into the chat. Right. So I'd like to take a look at GBP/USD. So what I am looking at, as I said, is what I do see price doing for GU is as I said, correlates well with the DXY. Now this is why we look at the DXY, because you know you can take a look at GU, and whatever DXY does, you just try and do the opposite. You mimic the opposite, right? So for example, if I was looking to sell GU DXY, then I'm obviously looking to buy GU. So what I am looking at is for price to come back down here. I'm really not looking for bearish setups anymore. What I am going to do is I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait one more time for price to come back down. What I do see is price coming down, and same thing as the DXY. I want this imbalance filled in, right? I want to see this imbalance filled in right here, and I want to see one of these candles get touched, right? These other blocks right here, and then I want price to come down, touch them, and push up, create higher highs and higher lows. So something like this. Boom. This is what I'm looking at. So what I am looking at is price can either come down here, push up, or it could actually create a lower low, right? Create one more lower low and then push up. But we're not focusing on these small moves, right? We're waiting to be able to long and swing this setup up to the upside, right? Same thing with EU. So honestly, I know that GA is in such a bearish it's in such a bearish market structure. I can't even remember my words today. I don't know why. Right, so as I said, it's very bearish structure, but to be honest, it's bound to do some correction now. So don't try and sell this anymore. I'm staying out, right? I'm staying out for a lot of the pairs these days, because I just want to catch the best quality moves. And at this point, I wouldn't really be selling anywhere here, right? I would like to maybe wait. If we take a look at the weekly, see if we have any nice candles. Right, so what I would like to wait is for price to come down a bit more to this level right here, right? So this very strong support level, and at the same time, we actually have our institutional candle here. So bearish institutional candle right here. Boom, the last down candle before the big up move. So this is what I would be looking for. Price to come back down one more here, and it's very strong support on, because it's on the weekly, right? Boom, a couple of touches here, bam. Right, so what I am looking for is price to come back down here, and you know we have this imbalance, as I said, so this should get filled in as well, just like so. So that's what I'm looking at for GA. And now we're looking for bullish setups. Why? Because on AUD/USD, which is obviously going to be the opposite, exact same thing, is I'm actually looking at price to push up a bit more, right? So as you can see, price came down here to this support level, right? I wanted to push up from this area, create a higher high, just like so, and then I want price to start pushing down. So as I said, I'm not looking to trade this small I can't even talk, guys, today. I actually don't even know what's wrong. I'm not looking to trade this small move right here. I'm waiting for the big longer move, right? So I'm waiting for this move down here for the sell, because it's bound to sell off soon, right? Like, I mean, it's going to be playing around this area here, you know, sold off, came back up again, sold off, came back up again, you know, broke these highs. It's kind of been playing around. So what I am waiting for is maybe for one more higher high, just because I'm looking at GA as well in the same way, just inverse, and I'm looking to just sell EU then. Right, guys, so if you take a look at Shift JPY, I mean, I called this a month ago, right? We were looking at Shift JPY and I called out this buy, I think from this area, and I said that Shift JPY is just going to keep pushing up, and it did exactly just that. And I mean, you could have caught a lot of sells on buys on Shift JPY. I mean, this last down candle before the up move, you could have caught this very nice 50% entry, right? I mean, it's only like a couple of pips drawdown that you would have had to endure. Very small stop loss. I mean, because it's so small, probably would have placed it below this wick anyways. And it went all the way up, took out this liquidity that we had right here. And what do we get? Once we get a clearance of liquidity, right? See, you can see the wicks came up above that liquidity right there, and price started dropping, right? Just like so. So you could have caught very nice setup right here, you know, for a nice 160 pips. Very nice trade. Now what I'm looking for, as the JPY has entered into recession, what I am looking for from now on is I am looking to short JPYs, right? I'm looking to short JPYs. So in that case, you looking for imbalances to fill up, or you enter at the 50%? What do you mean? And also, guys, if you haven't already, make sure to drop a like on this video. It would be really appreciated. And if you're new, just, you know, drop a sub. It'd be nice. Right, lads. One sec, guys. Right. Hello. I trade Forex. How can I be rich? I do a lot of gambling too. Yeah, that's not a very good idea. Yeah, I thought I could get rich from gambling as well, but it didn't work out, you know, so I wouldn't advise it. In a look, okay, yeah, go away. Sorry. Right, so as I was saying, where was I, guys? Alright, so as I said, we're looking to sell Chef J Price. So what I'm seeing, if we take a look on the daily time frame, right, is for, I'd like to see price do this, pull down a bit, go back up to this last up candle before the down move, right? So this bullish, strong bullish candle that took out this liquidity we had this week. This is they're the type of candles that you want to be looking at all the time, right? Let me just put this user in timeout. Right, so these are the type of candles that you want to be looking for. This bullish candle, and then you always want to see the wick, right? You want to see the wick after that takes the liquidity. These are the type of candles that you're looking at. So as I said, price comes down, I want to come down, push up, you know, retrace, want price to mitigate out of this area, and then boom, sell. Look for a lower low to be created. Right, guys, so really quickly, I want to show you guys the trade on USD that we took last week and my analysis behind that trade. So as you guys saw, whoops, I still have the brush out. So as you guys saw, if we take a look at the daily, and I mean you can take a look at the few past streams that we've done on USD and I was like, it's bound to break out. It's the range is getting so tight, this wedge is getting tight, it's bound to break out. If it breaks out to the upside, we look for buys. If it breaks out to the lows, to the downside, we look for sells, and it did just that, right? Boom, broke out very, very strong. Now if we take a look at the 1 hour, what did it do? Broke out, right? We had this trend line right here, very, very strong trend line, broke out, came back, retested this trend line, and from there on you could have held this sell. You could have just held this sell because it's just going to absolutely melt. Now we were able to actually catch, you could have caught lots of re-entries. This is the beauty, right, of catching one nice trade, one nice swing, and you could literally get re-entries over and over again. So I see you could have caught another one right here, and the one that we caught last week on the premium group was this one. So we had this last up candle before that down move. I saw we were in a very, very bearish price action. We had this very, very big candle. Price was bound to come up and fill in this imbalance that we had right here, right? And then price started dropping. Then we had this one. As I said, the candle that usually mitigates out of the initial candle creates another institutional candle, right? And this is the one right here. Price came up, right? It dropped hard. It came up, mitigated, and dropped, and that's where we sold, instantly sold, right? And as you guys can see, just trying to find that trade really quickly. Right, so here was the trade that we called out right here. USD sell now, TP, DSL. And it literally, our take profit was actually smaller than this. I didn't even expect it to break out that strong. And as well, it was a Friday, so we weren't really looking for if the J price. One sec, guys, I think there's something wrong with my streamer. One sec. Wait, I need to check this on my shoot. Can everyone hear me, right? I don't know why this thing is just going so wonky today. Alright, can you guys see my screen? And can you guys hear me? Shit. Well, I hope you guys can hear me. So, where was I? So yeah, as I said, guys, we're looking to sell USD MXN, right? We're still gonna keep I know a few people that still held on to this sell, right? They kept the sell going. Now, if you take a look at the 4-hour time frame, left us another very, very nice opportunity to sell right here, right? Perfect, lads. Nice one, thanks. I don't know why the chats are coming in so late. I think my internet is messing up or something. All right, perfect. Right, so as you saw here, guys, we have this last up candle before the down move. This is the institutional candle we look for. Very, very nice setup. So if price does end up coming back up, right, and mitigating out of this candle, right, because we want this imbalance to be filled in. As you can see, this previous wick to this future wick, this is imbalance. We want this to be filled in, right? So and now we can look for another lower low to be created. I mean, that's 300 pips. Very, very nice. So that's a nice potential setup that you guys could get into if you would like. Just keep your eyes on it, and we'll most likely call it out in the signals. Right, so let me see. I want to take a look at gold. Let me see what's up with gold. I mean, it's kind of been playing, right? So if you go back on to last week's call, guys, we called this out to the absolute, I mean, like, we literally called this out, right, on last week's stream. So we had this consolidation. As I said, price broke this resistance, right? And then what do we get? Once we get a resistance broken, it becomes new support. Now at the same time, we had this IC right here, right? Boom. I was looking at this price right here. One sec. Whoops. At this market structure right here. So price went up. What did it do? It took out this liquidity, right? So we had this double top right here. I know I'm actually going to draw this diagram out for people because I know there's a few new people on this call, and I haven't drawn this out in ages. But if you've seen it already, I'm sorry. I know I'd love just drawing this one out. But anyways, if we have a range just like so, now this is kind of basic, but you know, a lot of people don't realize this. If we have a range like this, right, and we have something that's called resistance, we have something that's called support, and prices hopping up and down, everyone can see this. If you go onto baby pips, whatever, you're taught to either sell, you're taught to buy resistance and support, right? People are selling, sell, buy. You get the idea. Now, if you're selling and you're buying, where are you placing your stop losses, right? All your stop losses are being placed up here. Why? Because you take a look at the previous high and you're like, oh yeah, it goes up above the high. Maybe it goes up 10 pips above this high, whatever, right? And then same thing down here. Your stop losses are all being placed up here. Now, what are your stop losses? What are they to the market makers? What are they to the big institutions? They are liquidity. Remember, in every single trade, there's always going to be a winner and a loser. And what do the banks need? They need your liquidity, right? They need your money to be able to move and push price. It's basically like a snowball effect, right? They use their snowball and then they roll it into your money to make their snowball bigger so they can push price in bigger directions. And that's what happens a lot of the time. When you see that IC being created and you see that, boom, wick, big bullish price action, price breaking out, what does it do? For example, let's just draw our institutional color here with a different color, right? A lot of time you usually have something like this, right? So a lot of time you have something like this. Price comes up to resistance, people are trying to sell, boom, takes out their stop losses. Now, this tricks other people as well. It tricks out breakout traders. A lot of them, they start market executing. They see this breakout price. Oh, price broke out. Let's all start buying. And a lot of people have their buy stops as well, right? So if price touches this line, I want to get into a buy position because price took out this liquidity. Price took out this resistance. I want to look for buys. And what does it do? Instantly, it drops again. And it creates our institutional candle. That's the institutional candle. This is the last time smart money bought to sell, right? And this is when we start looking for our mitigation, right? After that big strong move. And a lot of time to understand if that candle was your institutional candle or not, there's going to be a strong move after it. Now, we do have a full PDF of a smart money concept checklist. So if you guys are on the team already and you don't have that, make sure to reach out to me. I'm pretty sure it's already on the course. I know a lot of people reach out to me, but it's actually on the advanced section. If you scroll down, one of the lessons actually has it attached. So if you guys want to download it off that, you can actually get it off there, because I know a lot of people actually are not even sure where to find it. So yeah. And then you get the mitigation, as I said, right here, and then price starts dropping nicely, just like so. I feel like there's a delay in the chat because I'm getting chats so slow. I'm not even sure. Reach out to me. I'm pretty sure it's already on the course. Whoops. Right, lads. So So that's what I was looking for on on gold, right? And whoops. Right. So what happens? As I said, this consolidation happens. Boom, price came up, and I marked this. This box was from last week. Price came down to the pip, right? And boom, away it goes. It buys off. Now, what I am looking for, to be honest, is for price to start. Let me see. Currently, I don't see any setups, right? I don't see any institutional candles. I don't see any strong movements. When I like to look at institutional candles, I like to look at big areas of like volatile pushes, right? So for example, I look at here, very, very volatile. I would also get attracted to this area, very, very volatile, and this area, very, very volatile. Why? Because most likely this area there's an institutional candle sitting in this area. So if I take a look here, very, very volatile section, I want to mark out this area, boom, just like so, and I take a look at the last bearish candle in this trading range, and just like so, we actually have one here. So this last bearish candle before the down move, and if you take a look right here, big wick, right, big wick dropped below these 2 wicks, took out stop losses from the 5-minute traders, right, and it pushed up very, very strong. So what do? We mark out the open of this candle and 50%. There are our entry areas, right, just like so. So what does price do? Beautifully come into this area, trigger us into our buy limit. We're going to place the buy limit just right here. Boom. Price comes down, and away it goes. It starts pushing up. All right. So that was a nice buy setup. To be honest, my bias on gold currently is I'd still be looking to short, right? I would be looking to short, even though it's a very, very bullish structure. I do see price start dropping very, very strong to the downside, right? I haven't really done my fundamental analysis on it for the week, but I'll be posting that into the channel soon. But I don't see any sell setups, right? I don't see any nice place to sell from. I mean, this is not strong enough, not really nice setup. It's kind of very, very scraggly price action right here. I don't like that, right? I like to see clear direction, clear movement. So for now, I'm staying out of gold. As you know, anyways, it's kind of crazy with its spreads these days. So I'm definitely out for of gold for now. But that's what I'm seeing. So currently. So I'm not gonna really take a look at CAD. Not interested in that pair. So right, guys. I'm actually going to go over this USD JPY setup that we took last week, right? So same thing, I call this out on the premium group. What did we have? Very, very simple. I had my clear, strong support area. I marked out this area, right? Very, very nice reaction level. If we take a look at the past, we can see that even though we can scroll all the way back, right? You can scroll all the way back, few months back, few years back, boom, 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 boom. You know, it was previous support, breaks, becomes new resistance, blah blah blah. But as you can see, still respected. This area gets respected. There's a lot of wicks into it, and price starts reacting off this area. So this is what I call a reaction level, right? So and I already have, if you haven't watched this video, it's on the YouTube channel. Just check it out. It's called the reaction. It has the green thumbnails. I can't even remember the name. I can't even remember my own name, to be honest. Today I'm just all over the place. So tired. But as I said, this would be direction level right here, and in this case it becomes our support, right? In recent times it's a support. We have this last down candle before the up move. We mark it out, and where are your entry areas? Either the 50% of the candle or the open of the candle, and we mark out 50% of this candle, right? Boom. This could have been a beautiful setup to get into, just like so, and stop loss would have been very, very small actually, right? 11 pips. Now if I actually remember correctly, I didn't even take it from this area. To be honest, I took it from up here, and my stop loss was down here, and that's why we sent it into the signals, and boom, came down. Beautiful price action, pushed all the way up, and our take profit, I called it out. We were looking for a higher high to be created, but as I'm looking to sell JPYs anyways, we had this institutional candle, very, very nice kind of textbook institutional candle right here. So as you can see, touched that and dropped nicely. So this is when we took profit. We got out at 50 pips, you know, it was nice, 50 pips out for the day. and it was a nice trade. Boom, pushed up, came back down once again, and this is proof that the institutional candle could work more than once. I know a lot of people believe that if it gets tested once, boom, it becomes invalid. No, it can be tested more than once, multiple times. It just becomes weaker. It's not as high probable, and I don't really take them type of trades. But you know, if you want to take it on a very small lot, go ahead. But if you could have placed a buy once again on UJ, and playing out very nicely currently. So few setups to go over. To be honest, nearly done. Sorry for eating up your time, guys. Right, so this was an absolute banger of a trade once again. So as you can see, we're in a very bearish market structure currently. Boom, just like so, something like that. Right, I want you guys, well, I mean, I was just going to say I want you guys to spot the institutional candle, but I kind of marked it out already. Right, what do we say? As always, last up candle before the down move, institutional candle that took out the liquidity, blah blah blah. You guys are sick of hearing it, but at this point, comes up where entry, see, I can't even. Right, the open 50% are where we would look to enter or place our sell limits. Right, price does that, comes up, fills in this imbalance, comes up to the open of the candle. Boom, drops nicely. On a 4 hour, this is where we would have looked to enter. Why would we have also looked to enter at this area? Because once again, if we take our box and boom, we drag it back, we can notice that clear is reaction area, right? Right here, right here, right here, right here, right here. This is also a breaker right here, right? A breaker block right here. Boom. This is where banks would come up and try and cut their losses at break even, right? At this area, just like so. And it played out absolutely perfect. This was a very nice setup. Does that, comes up and starts dropping very nicely. Also filled in that 50% of the imbalance. What do I say? Now I'm actually not going to go over the imbalances in this video. You know, can't be dropping every single part of the strategy in this call, but yeah, so if you guys already watched this video, you guys already understand how it filled in the 50% of this imbalance, right? Very nice. So I think that's pretty much it. I mean, I'm looking for a sell on EuroCAD as well, right? Looking for a correction up, something like this, you know, and then boom, drop, sell. Overall structure, if you take a look at it anyways, clear, bearish price, just like so. GJ, kind of same thing as GU. You know, we took a sell actually on GJ last week. I even went over this on the call as well last week once again. If you guys want to check it out, boom, last up candle before the down move. This was very slow, but it happened, right? Patience pays. Came up, touched the open of the candle, and it started dropping nicely. We kind of had to endure this for a very long time, but you could have gotten multiple entries. I know people are still holding this, but we got out at a nice 100 pips. You know, I was content with 100 pips, just everyone to secure their profits. And what I do always advise people is to secure partials, right? All the time, secure partials, 30%, 30%, 30%. Do something like that. You know, whatever it is that works for you, just always make sure that you're not getting out of that trade with a small bit of profit. You're not getting out of that trade with loss, right? If it was in profit, right? If that trade has went for more than 30 pips profit, then you don't want to get out in a loss. You don't want to get out break even, a small bit of profit, right? Or a tiny bit of loss, all right? Because it depends on the pair. Because sometimes, to be honest, 30 pips on gold is not the same as 30 pips on Chef JPY, etc., right? So depends. So that's pretty much it, guys, for this call today. Now, if you want to make sure, if you want to get access to our signals, our course, and our weekly calls, we actually are starting to host more of these calls because me and Ayub are kind of, I'm taking a few sets of days, and he's taking a few sets of days. So we nearly have 5 to 6 calls going weekly. So if you guys want to get started, we have the month membership here, the 6 month and the lifetime, and then we have a trial for the signals, but you can't get access to the course until you purchase one of these. So as I said, if you guys want to get access, make sure to hop on, you know, text us on Telegram or just purchase one of these directly, and we'll get you set up over the weekend. So as I said, I hope everyone has a successful week trading this week. You know, be careful, risk manage properly. These are hard times to trade, but we all got this. And I hope everyone has a good day. Now make sure to drop a like before you get off this video, and have a good day, everyone.